Tonowari, this 9-foot 7-inch tall beast, is the Olo'eyktan, or the clan leader of the Metkayina. According to Avatar: The Way of Water, the visual dictionary, Tonowari is proud, powerful, and respected. To give you even more of a description, he's a fierce warrior and a natural-born leader, just like A'tun, Akwe, or Jake Sully. No shade to any of them, but I'm just saying that I think Tonowari may be my favorite clan leader that I've done research on. And I've done research on all of them because I have absolutely like nothing better to do with my life. Tonowari made sure that his clan, the Metkayina, this clan right here, made it through times of great challenge. Times of great challenge is kind of like the times of great sorrow, but just not as serious, as times of great challenge do not come with the requirement to summon Turukmakto. I mean, it would definitely help, but it's not required. We are first introduced to Tonowari when Jake and fam travel out to the atolls seeking refuge. Tonowari understood the risk of Jake asking Buturu.
We seek Buturu.
That allowing the Sullys to stay with his clan meant trouble right here in the lagoon. But Tonowari's one job is to keep the clan out of trouble. But on the other hand, Tonowari is a Na'vi of honor and respects the Na'vi customs and would feel obligated to take in Turukmakto VI, aka Jake Sully. However, he believed that the right thing to do was to accept the Sullys. So after his mate and co-leader, also known as the Sahik of the clan, Ronal, gave her approval, the Sullys were taken in by the Metkayina. You can tell how powerful Tonowari is by this tooth that he's rocking on his necklace. This tooth right here, this one, is the tooth of an akula, the mega shark that almost devoured the walk. Remember how pleasant that encounter was? The akula tooth is inspired by the tooth of a great white shark. They used the great white's tooth as a base, and then they gave it more points and added more complex grooves to it, etc. In the art of Avatar: The Way of Water, costume designer Deborah L. Scott claimed that Tonowari's look was decided in early talks with James Cameron, who expressed an affinity for the totemic power of things like teeth or claws, typical symbols of status and assertiveness, to visually state their position to the observer. Scott went on to explain, since he's the leader of the clan and the most powerful man, what symbol would he wear around his neck? What's good enough for that and makes sense? Scott wanted to make sure that Tonowari looked powerful and intimidating and all those adjectives, but at the same time she didn't want to go too far with the intimidating look because the Metkayina clan are inherently more passive as they share similar values with their Tulkun brothers and sisters, that one race of talking alien whales who refuse physical contact that results in death. So Scott and her team tried and succeeded at finding the middle ground between passive and intimidating. Like most Metkayina warriors, Tonowari's hair is tightly woven and pushed back to allow for better visibility when he's moving in and out of the water. It also allows you to better see his face tattoos. If you haven't noticed this yet, the oceanic clans like the Metkayina have these tattoos on them, and they're pretty rad. Each marking represents a life event the same way that a bead or a trinket on one's song cord will represent a milestone, life event, etc. The style of these markings indicate what family you're a part of, and the placement of these tattoos represent your role within the clan. The starting point is at the top center of your body, so like face, neck, and then chest. This area is going to represent the central village. So if you spend a lot of time over there, most of your tattoos are going to be located in this region. But if you're a hunter who spends most of their time in the open ocean, at the edge of the atoll, you'll most likely have tattoos that cover the entirety of your arms. The tattoos on Tonowari are located on his face, neck, and chest because he is spending most of his time at the central village of the Metkayina. You can also see that he's rocking some shoulder tattoos as well, implying that he spends some of his time in the open ocean to do some of that hunting. Even though Tonowari isn't getting much time in the outskirts of the atoll, he still gets in some good hunting, where he uses this big ol' spear to hunt larger prey with, and when he's not hunting larger prey, he's probably using his blade. I really love the design of the blades of the ocean clans and the hunting knives of the Metkayina, but my favorite blade slash knife has to be Tonowari's, as it has obsidian sea stone with serrated edges, and it's modeled after the tooth of, you guessed it, an akula. Tonowari really likes incorporating the akula as part of his wardrobe. It's almost as if it reinforces the status and assertiveness of his character. Tonowari uses this blade for doing things like cutting down thick underwater plants like seagrass that's getting in his face when he's freediving, or using it to very precisely peel off the thin layers of skin from the the fish he catches. He's very precise because he's not wasteful. The ocean clans have the same way of thinking as clans like the Metkayina. They don't let any part of the animal go to waste. His armband is made from a hand-spun iridescent shell, with a strong weaving job keeping the spiral together. Tonowari also wears this garment that's given to each Metkayina warrior after they complete their own version of Ikni Maya, a garment that's made from fish scales and the flax from mangrove trees, also known as some of the most essential materials that the Metkayina clan uses. He wears this for the same reason that someone like Neteyam would wear the Metkayina cummerbund, as Tonowari is trying to set a good example for his clan. And of course, Tonowari will sometimes wear the ceremonial cape. You may know this as the ceremonial cape, which is typically worn during ceremonious occasions, commonly referred to as ceremonies. To be more specific, it's worn during rites of passage or dance rituals, but not funerals. Unfortunately, we didn't really see any ceremonies where this cape would be making an appearance, so like any normal human being, I became incredibly sad and discouraged. Honestly, I felt immensely lost in the world, knowing that I still haven't seen Tonowari wearing the ceremonial cape. But then at the Way of Water, an immersive experience, I saw it. I saw the ceremonial cape. The cape of all capes. Anyway, this is what it looks like. It's made from the nets they catch fish with, the shells they eat from, and the leather from the wings of an ikran, which honestly baffles me because the ceremonial cape sounded like it was made from all the things that were essential to the Metkayina's way of life. But then they went ahead and added the leather from the wings of a mountain banshee, an animal that has absolutely no business going near the atolls. But then maybe they just traded with another clan one day and were like, huh, you could make a pretty rad cape out of this. Even though taking in Jake and his family ended up causing the Sky People to fight the Metkayina, it caused the death of Ro'a, the burning of nearby villages, his daughter getting taken hostage, and his disappointment of a son getting the beating of a lifetime. Tonowari still made Jake and his family Metkayina after Jake's son was buried amongst their ancestors. I expedited this video for one of our crew members, aka one of our channel members, on the USS Bryce. In some of my membership posts, I'll pose questions like what character and avatar should I talk about next? And as a channel member, you have more of a say. Thank you for the recommendation, Theo, and congratulations on the new badge. So just come on board the USS Bryce as we take off to somewhere.